You ready to bang this out, Mike?
I'm always ready to bang it out.
Yo, 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 it's our lifestyle podcast episode. I want to say it's 356. We've got a jam-packed agenda, but for the first time in a while, we're going to keep it a very limited scope to one main topic. I think many of you are going to hopefully like this. We're going to talk about our top 10 things that we believe you need to know about Southeast Mini Truckin Nationals, also known as Mini Nats. If the planets align, we'll also talk to Jason Bell a little bit later. Again, this is going to be a more condensed episode. We got to thank our title sponsor, Mike, Scraping the Coast. I want to say it's the 21st annual.
Yes, it
but
is.
They cannot forget that this is also a Mini Truck Hall of Fame inducted show, and it's always in Biloxi. Typically now it aligns with that third week in June.
Yep.
And it's going to be awesome. Scraping with an IN, thecoast.com. Gallivant on out to Biloxi with us if you can. And then, oh, by the way, let's not forget 3 months later after that, around that 9/20, 9/21 weekend, freaking weekend is going down also in Biloxi. That's kind of, I'm going to call it the end of summer bash type feel. I don't want Phil Fowler to jump on me because he's going to be like, yo, we had end of summer bash. But you know what I mean? It's the feeling kind of end of summer, if you will. Now in Florida, we have summer all year long, so I can't technically state that as a Floridian. But Mike knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
But Mike, I'm not going to ask you a trivia right now, but I got just a question. Are you ready to talk about the top 10 things that people need to know about Southeast Mini Truckin Nationals?
Let's just call it Mini Nats, bro.
Yes. From here on out on this episode,
Hashtag Mini Nats.
it's just Mini Nats because, dude, it's a mouthful, and to say all that. Now, if you're a new listener, you're flying in, you're driving into the show, give or take, by the time you hear this, you're going to have T-minus less than a week. So please smash follow / smash subscribe. And believe me, we've got plenty of content for you on our YouTube channel as well as here. But Mike, number 10, we're going to start with number 10. This is something that not everyone may know. I know there's a lot of hype, Mike, about the golden ticket. Okay, I've got one right here. We're going to talk about the importance of these and the authenticity a little bit later, okay? These are like upper deck style holograms, okay? But Mike, reinforce to everyone, it costs how much to cruise? And believe me, anyone can spectate.
Zero.
Zero?
$0 to cruise. And guys, if you've never been to Mini Nats, this is the reason to come to Mini Nats, is to cruise. Obviously, the show is great. The merchandise is great. The vendors are great. The food vendors are great. Everything is great about this show, but the best thing about this show is the cruising. So guys, you don't need a ticket. You don't need to register. You can come in and you can cruise. No problems. No questions asked. And it goes on Friday night, Saturday night, and just come up there, hang out, and have a damn good time.
You know it. And Mike, what we're showing, we're going to do a little enhanced version here. If you're watching us on YouTube, we will have some slides, some images to show. And we're talking about like what Mike reinforced now is you can come out and you can cruise. And that's arguably the coolest thing about this event that, to Mike's point, let's say you come from far and wide and you want to hang out, you want a parking lot pimp, and you want to do all that stuff that kind of comes along with it. But maybe you don't have this ticket, and you're a little frustrated. As we've preached all year long, it's fine. Believe us. The cruising is amazing. If you like rolling up and down the strip, there's going to be plenty of people like myself either standing or sitting in our chairs, and we're going to be waiting for you to cruise by so we can get those awesome videos. Now, Mike, I want to say my gut feeling, spectators, do you know, I want to say it's $20. I'm going to ask Jay Bell later. I think it's 20.
Honestly, I think it's only 10, but if it's 20, it's 20 for the weekend. I know that.
Yeah, so we're going to hopefully get him on a little bit later. I looked for a few of those things, and I know he'll be releasing, I think, the schedule soon. I didn't see it. But the bottom line is if you come in with like a friend or a girlfriend or boyfriend and you're in town and you don't have your vehicle in, you can still get in. I think each registered vehicle gets 2 wristbands.
Yep.
Which is kind of the norm, right, throughout the scene. That gets you and your lady in or whatnot. And then, let's say you've got a caravan of homies that are coming. Just get that wristband. You can enjoy all the same stuff. I get if you don't have this ticket, you cannot get your vehicle in. We'll talk about that more later. But, Mike, arguably the cruising to me is one of the best parts of this event Maggie Valley, hands down, an amazing venue.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't go wrong with the cruising. And like I said, pull up your chair, hang out down by the strip, and just enjoy the cruising. Enjoy a brewski with your buddies, and hang out and have a good time.
Real deal Holyfield. Now, Mike, number 9, okay? This is something that Jason Bell talked to Mike and I and others when we had a dinner one evening at Lone Star Throwdown. And Jay Bell has posted this on Instagram and Facebook, okay? Now, what I'm going to try to do here real quick is, well, for some reason it's not coming up. That's going to inhibit me from sharing this. So maybe I didn't get the whole link. But basically, here's what I want to say. Number 9, you have to know this, right? What Jay Bell went on to say is in 2023, the state of North Carolina passed a new law. I won't give you the provision number because you're not going to remember it, which is basically under the title street takeovers. He did post a link out there. For whatever reason, the link doesn't seem to be working at the moment. But basically, I'm going to sum it up to you. The law prohibits burnouts, donuts, drifting, wheelies, stunts, and other and/or street takeovers. The main road through Maggie Valley is U.S. Highway 19. The main road to Cherokee and the casinos, and it cannot be blocked from the flow of traffic. It cannot be impeded. So here's what I want to say. Like, I don't want to be the dad saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that. There's a lot of questions, and I'm hopefully going to ask Jay Bell a little bit later. My understanding up until now, what the main thing is they do not want to see people coming to full stops and doing burnouts, okay? Because at that point, you're blocking traffic. And I do believe that Jay Bell has talked to some of the local individuals there with authority, and they have said, hey, if people are blocking traffic and they're doing burnouts, we're not going to turn a blind eye to that, okay?
Yep.
My thing is, we're all American. Most of us, we love a good burnout, and shout out to all our Canadians and everyone worldwide. We all love burnouts, but don't do them in the street, okay? And then, Mike, on top of that, I know there's a lot of questions about, hey, can we drag? I know in the past that has been fine. I don't foresee that being a big challenge. We're going to ask Jay Bell. Hopefully, I'm going to link up with him tomorrow now. But, Mike, here's the words by ODB to live by, and I learned this from hanging out with Hank Norris so much. These words, how many words? I forget how many words this is. Don't do anything stupid, okay? Those 4 words. To me, I think if you go into it with a mindset like that, you're not drinking and driving. You're not getting out there doing donuts in the middle of the road, which we've never seen anybody do. Let's all act respectable like this is your own town. And my gut feeling tells me dragging and things like that are going to be fine, but we're going to hopefully get to the bottom of that with Jay Bell a little bit later, Mike. What say you?
That, like you said, the whole dragging thing, they've always allowed dragging. Just as long as you're not stopping traffic, you should be fine. Do not do a burnout, just like you just got done saying. And we have had a couple guys in the past, and they are from the scene that have done burnouts. Guys, no burnouts. Go out there, cruise, have a good time. Don't mess it up for everybody. Please don't be that guy.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you got a homie that gets a little crazy and, decides that, he or she is going to get a little crazy, have a talk with them first and be like, yo, we know you're the rowdy one, Chuck, or Hank Norris. We know you're going to get out there and try to be crazy and, relive your high school days, with the mullet and the Camaro and stuff. Talk to, proactively. If you've got people that, get a little rowdy, I think we all kind of know the people that we kind of know we don't want to go to the bar with this guy because he's going to get in a fight tonight. That kind of friend. Dude, tell him, just be like, yo, look, the message has been sent strong throughout this scene. Let's not mess this up. It's a beautiful thing that Jay Bell and his team, his staff, has kind of created for us. They brought this show back. Over the years, they've brought it back to an awesome level. So please understand. Let's not mess anything up. I will add to this one key thing. A few years ago, one of our friends, he got pulled over. One of the police officers thought he was drinking, and someone was in front of him on a golf cart, and he was just kind of like moving his truck from one parking lot to the next. Didn't even know who was on the golf cart. They thought he was with the golf cart people, pulled him over, and made him do a sobriety test right there. Now, he had a beer earlier in the day, but he was able to, it was just that, and he was able to pass the sobriety test. So I say that, but listen, number one, nobody ever wants to get a DUI. And two, when you're out of town and you've got vehicles there and all that kind of stuff, that gets very messy, especially if you don't live in that state. So look, don't drink and drive. That's going to be my feedback there. What do you say, Mike?
I think you covered it pretty well there, buddy. And like I said, just don't stop traffic. Just keep cruising. Keep on moving.
So,
Keep
Mike,
on trucking.
keep on trucking. Now, can we say keep on mini trucking? Or I think we do you, Mike, you like gag orders for some reason. I didn't even know what that meant.
Whoa. Let's not bring that shit on the
Well,
podcast, bro.
well, I thought you were under a gizag right now. Was that a? Oh no, that was a ball gag. Was it a bizall gizag? Something, I don't know.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. So, speaking of number 8, so this is we're doing the top 10 things you need to know about Southeast Mini Trucking Nationals based upon OLP's mindset. And number 8, Mike, one of the greatest guys in the scene, his Instagram followers have shot up because I think he's doing so much good. That's Rose Metalworks, right? Sean Rose, he's no stranger to OLP. And Mike, you see him out there on the rise.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's it's been a hell of a rise, and he's doing some great things, and always good to see him at Mini Nats, and of course we always see him at Scraping the Coast, and we set up right next to him, so we always look forward to those two shows where we know we're always going to see Mr. Rose.
And David McGotti might come top ropes too, right? Like a Vince McMahon deal. Or no, wait, McMahon's out, right?
McMahon is out. It's a sad day in WWE world.
But you did say as a kid that was your mentor, right? I mean, you did look up to him, and now, Mike, now that he has had some of these charges against him, I mean, you're kind of like turning a blind eye at this point, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Time to move on. So for this year's raffle, basically this is what Jay Bell posted. Eastwood Co. has decided to give us a Versa Cut 60 plasma cutter. This machine will be used to help raise money for Shop with a Cop and Spreading the Love. Tickets will be $10 each. The winner will be announced beginning at the auction on Saturday. You must be in attendance to win. Please make sure you come by the Rose Metal booth to pick up tickets. So for anybody out there that's a welder, maybe you want to win this to give it to somebody, a friend, or somebody that's been helping you. You can't beat a $10 raffle ticket, and it goes to a good cause. Mike, we'll hopefully talk to Jay Bell about this, but I do believe per that, quote that I just read, they did agree to kind of split some of the auction money, and we'll talk about the auction later. But I do believe the purse, right, that the main donations and everything gets tallied up. That's going to go to help multiple people this year, which is fantastic.
Yes. No, he definitely made that made that clear that he wanted to also help something that was there local, and the Shop with the Cop was definitely his choice.
Yeah, so Sean Rose Metalworks, again, his Instagram followers, he posted this. They jumped up a lot. You'll see accounts like this. They hit the algorithm, and it's a good thing because this guy's out there doing such amazing stuff, and I'm just happy to see his continued success. So, Sean, when you hear this, tip of the cap, continue to do what you do. But, Mike, we're moving ahead. Number 7, okay? This was a big one. Jay Bell went on to say, quote, a lot of people have been asking, so I'm going to throw it out there, basically. With the crowd and the vehicles we have, for safety and liability reasons, we will not be allowing golf carts, go-karts, motorcycles, mopeds, lawnmowers, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, UTVs, ATVs, donk boards, ODB 29-inch bikes, skate or die boards. I don't know where we're going with all this. I'm adding on, but through the gates this year, it must be a registered vehicle. Okay, so let me repeat that. It must be a registered vehicle, and you cannot register anything now. So if it's not registered, you can drive it around the area, but I will tell you, be cautious if you're driving something on the road that is not street legal. I have seen golf carts pulled over. I'm not telling you not to do it. I know sometimes somebody wants to zip across, the main way there, and there's no cars and that type of thing. But I'm just telling you, be careful, doing that in front of maybe a police officer or something if it's not street legal. But Mike, that's a big thing. And from this image, this drone footage here, right? Mike, you know as well as I do, you're a show promoter. You understand the importance of like not having trailers and not having some of these type of vehicles in your grounds because insurance is not cheap, Mike.
No, insurance isn't cheap, but at the same time, it's not cheap to have one of these guys run over a participant's car. So yeah, it's definitely not enough room to be riding your golf cart around. So yeah, it's not allowed, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, and there's going to be some of you that are the pros out there, and you take your golf cart to every show, and it's no big deal, and this type of thing. We get that, but I've also been I've been at events where someone's whether they're back in a vehicle or they're back in a golf cart, and they're like right like a centimeter from your vehicle that you have all this money and time and effort in. And I'm telling you, people feeling good at a show. I've been in that space before where you're having a brewski or two, and you jump on a golf cart. We've seen even prestigious people on the scene do stupid stuff on golf carts. And all I'm going to say is I think it's a smart move, especially with this being the 30th. I mean, this is going to be the Super Bowl, if we're allowed to say that word, Mike, the Super Bowl of our entire mini truck scene this year. Of course, I always say the biggest and baddest truck show in the country, arguably with 2,000 plus, is Lone Star Throwdown. But this is arguably the biggest and baddest mini truck show, at least in the country, if not the world. So, smart move, J Bell.
No arguments for me.
Very nice, Mike. So, Mike, let me get this straight. Everything so far is legal, right?
Everything is always legal.
With OLP, right?
Exactly. And with that being said, make sure you stop by and see OLP.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But Mike, one thing that I will not ever condone is I know, we keep it legal, and that's one reason why we would never hang out with a Sean Combs. You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
you've
yeah.
seen all the turmoil that guy's in, and I just do not understand why some of these. I don't care, who you are, what background, what ethnicity, these people that they think they can get away with anything, and I'm
Yep.
thankful that all the people that you've kind of rubbed elbows with, that was not one of them.
Nope. Never rubbed elbows or rubbed anything else.
Right? You learned that from Hank, right? I mean, keep it,
We kept it all legal.
legal. So check this out. I don't know what number I'm on. Number 6.
6.
Okay. So we kind of talked about this, but hear me out. The auction itself, not the raffle. So we talked about the raffle here a moment ago, but the auction is in conjunction. I know Rose Metal Works. I know David Magotti helps. Jay Bell is a huge part of this as well. Okay, and as I mentioned, I kind of gave this one away. The total purse, so everything that is, that is tallied, is going to go to help multiple people this year. And I think that is a very smart move. You're talking about a lot of money that's raised in a short amount of time. Mike, we know, and we've seen, and I've seen you even at these shows, especially, some of the shows we went to last year. There's so many mini truckers that have, big hearts, and they go, hey, I'm going to open my wallet. I'm going to take my cash, my hard-earned money. They're saving up money all year to kind of come to this event and help other people out. And it's truly a heartfelt thing. Even if you and I, maybe we're slinging merch or we're over at a booth during that time, we can hear what's going on. And it's truly an amazing thing, and I'm so happy for them.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was up near over $35,000 last year is what they raised, and I mean that's unbelievable. And the amount of things that are donated from guys all over the scene, and Thad Cunningham being one of the guys that you know the pieces that he always brings every year, I think is probably one of the things that's auctioned off for probably the most.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of that, we just had Matt Hodgson on. Thanks again, Matt, for coming on. And I haven't shared those little videos he sent me. But as you know, he does those creepers, right? And he does the custom one, and he did the 2 ballistic. And, that thing is like a masterpiece. It's got Randy's 2 ballistic tribute truck on it. The Charm City Upholstery did the little headrest that matches the truck. I mean, you're talking a lot of thought put into this stuff, and that all of that money is going to come in to help. And Mike, we've seen this in the past. Rest in peace to our friend Greg Miller when they would do it at Scraping the Coast, our title sponsor. We've seen a year later, so and so passed away and things like that. So like some of these people not just the foundations, but some of the individual folks, they're in dire straits, right? They're some of them are a little bit more hard off than others, right? And maybe their battle with a disease or things like that. So to me, it's very heartwarming to see that people are willing to go above and beyond to help for a good cause, and that's what's going down. So if you want to get involved in that when the official schedule comes out, you're talking Saturday, kind of in the afternoon. They're going to get this thing underway, and even if maybe you don't have the extra money, maybe you want to donate a couple bucks, I'm sure they'll take it. But also, Mike, it is very fun. I think DJ Mays does an amazing job. Our favorite DJ in the scene, he does an
Always.
amazing job, just really kind of emceeing that.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing, since we're talking about number six and we're talking about the auction, we're talking about the charity and whatnot. Uh, a cool thing that they're going to do this year is Mini Truckin' Magazine is back, and they're going to do a question and answer right before on the main stage with DJ Mays, and the Mini Truckin' crew are going to be on the main stage, and you're going to be able to go up there and ask them questions and get the answers and so on and so forth. And I do believe the first issue is going to be there, and more than pretty sure they're auctioning off the first issue, and of course that money's going to go to the great charities.
Yeah, I'm so glad you added that. And when you think about all the stars aligning, so to speak, and it's all coming together here, hopefully you might be able to pick up an issue there. I do know that they have over, you and I both know they have over 2,000 subscriptions. But to your point, you see everything like Jay Bell's been posting when, the people at the top are collaborating, the people at the bottom sometimes the people that are getting frustrated with the scene or doing these type of things and they're getting huffy and puffy or whatever. I'm just throwing it out there. You see a lot of good collaboration, and to me that C word is key, especially in this day and age. You've got Jay Bell partnering with good people, Sean Rose and whatnot, and it's all for the greater good. We can't all give everything we have, but if we all give just a little bit, even if it's time or effort, a little bit of money, it's going to definitely go a long way, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. And hey, like you said, when good people come together, great things happen.
Real deal Holyfield. So, Mike, before we get to number 5, I want to give a huge shout out to our favorite wheel company, our favorite billet wheel company, specifically Colorado Custom Wheels. If you need wheels, hit up coloradocustom.com. If you need a steering wheel, maybe a billet rear view mirror, the team over there at Colorado Custom will take care of you. Let Michael know that we sent you. Now, Mike, a few years back, I could have swore when we got to the show, you were kind of under your breath, you were mumbling a little bit, saying it was something like, I swear you were singing some Eazy-E and you were like, greet me with a 40 and I'll start drinking, and from the 8 ball my breath starts stinking. I just happened to have an 8 ball, like a 40 with me. So you were getting a little crazy, right? Like we all were, and we had a good time. But what we learned is that the restaurants kind of shut down a little early around there, don't they, Mike?
Yes, they do. Because I remember walking all the way down to that damn subway that it seemed like I walked forever. And I finally got a sandwich, but they were closing early too. But because of the big old line that was there, we actually got a damn sandwich.
Oh,
So,
sandwich. So
sandwich.
here's what you need to know. If I remember correctly, Mike, when you pull out, if you're at the show and you turn left out of the show, okay, you're going to go all the way down. And the reason why I want to show this is important. If you drive down this, I don't know, 10-minute drive, give or take. Now, this, I think, is the distance I put in from Maggie Valley Fairgrounds to Chick-fil-A. Because, Mike, that's a good landmark, right?
Hey, that's our spot, bro.
That's our spot. So this says 7.4 miles to 11 minutes. Depends how fast you drive, right? But the reason why I'm telling you this, right? You might be out there, you might be walking around, having a cold beverage, enjoying yourself. And man, you get to like 10 or 11 o'clock. If you're not in a cabin, or the club mates that you're with don't have a cabin or a kitchen or whatnot, you might get a little bit hungry, right? And what we have kind of found is a lot of those restaurants in that main Maggie Valley area, it's kind of an old school town. There's not going to be bars there popping until 11, 12 o'clock at night, or food places, right? Establishments. So just know, if you turn left out of the show and you go down here, or type in Chick-fil-A is the easiest way to find it. There's a Walgreens down here. There's a Burger King. There's a couple places. So again, if you get super hungry and it's late and you're like us, you're not bringing a little grill with you, right, or whatnot. There are some places, and Mike, I think that's a key thing that everybody needs to know, man.
Dude, everybody needs to know where Chick-fil-A's at.
Yeah.
But there are some restaurants down there. Now, with that being said, there are food vendors at the show. I
Yes.
don't recall all of them. I don't remember all their names, but
Plenty
I
of them.
know they're like Malloy's Barbecue, for example. He is doing specials. You can order, food from him ahead of time, and he'll have it there for you. Because I know the Aftermath crew, we get the pork butts from them, and we have those for Friday and Saturday night.
You love pork butts, let's be honest, right?
Oh, I like big butts, and I cannot lie.
Right. And I think that's a key call out. Do you know if Egg Roll Hut's going to be there this year?
He's always there, so I'm assuming he's going to be there again. And if that's the case,
That's
you
where
can
you got to go.
always
Exactly.
put your order in ahead of time. Hit him up on Facebook. Tell him, hey, I need 50 egg rolls, 100 egg rolls, whatever you need. But you better do it ahead of time. You better do it quick.
Yeah, get all the gang members to kind of pitch in, right? And then just make it happen.
Absolutely. No matter if you're a blood or a crip, get everybody to pitch in. And obviously, we all know that egg rolls are some of the best food vendors at any show.
Us Americans love our egg rolls, brother. Want to give a huge shout out to AccuAir as well. They sponsor Eastbound Get Down, our favorite show in January. AccuAir, accuair.com for air management. Check out their website. They've got a lot of cool stuff. Check them out on social media. If you don't trust us, ask people on the scene. Many people will tell you they love AccuAir. I love the double A's, AccuAir.com. So, Mike, number 4, dude, I had to throw this in there, dude. Okay? We're talking about all these things, and we're being like these old guys talking about doing
Wait a
this
minute.
and
I
doing
thought you
that.
said you didn't drink beer anymore, bro. I see you sitting there drinking that beer.
Dude, you see that? That's a liquid death, brother.
Oh my gosh. It can't be. Those things are way too much money. ODB is too
Dude,
cheap to be buying liquid death. I
dude,
know
I've
better.
been buying knockoff ones from Temu from China. I think they're is it
Timu.
that's water, isn't it?
That's what they claim.
But listen, number 4, you got to enjoy yourself, have fun. If you think about that message that Lone Star Throwdown started, which again was one of our favorite shows every February in Conroe, they started that message that talks about there's a kid somewhere that's looking up to you, right? The good thing that I love about since I've been going to this show is I haven't really ever seen, knock on wood, any negativity. I haven't seen any fights or anybody throwing anything, and that's a fantastic thing. I think when you roll into this town, you kind of feel like, wow, you take a little bit of a step back, depending on where you're from. Mike and I are from Florida. The hustle and bustle down here isn't maybe what it is in New York, but we kind of feel like it's a little bit smaller town. But I would tell you, have fun. I said this earlier, don't drink and drive, don't get in trouble. There's plenty of people, if you want to cruise around in the bed of a truck, I've never seen anybody get in any trouble for that. But my thing, Mike, is you want to go to the show, you want to have fun, but you want to leave there in one piece, and you don't want to cause a ruckus like like a Hank Norris would in the past.
Yeah, well, I think that's why Hank Norris is not allowed to come back to Mini Nats.
Yeah, he's been barred, and Mike. I know Mike jokes about it, but I haven't had alcohol in over a year. It's probably about a year and 3-4 months now. So it's kind of crazy what you can do. Like George McFly, not Marty McFly, Mike, but George McFly once said, "If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish what?
Anything.
My man, right there, dude. You got it. Mike, number
Hey, look
3.
at
I
those
know this is your
guys.
this is your one of your favorites. Number 3, the OLP booth. Mike, we've got a lot going on, man. Tell them a little bit about it.
Bro, we got all of our skate decks in. We got new metal signs in. We got street signs. We got license plates, new hats. I forgot about our hats. Our boy Stewart took good care of us. Whoops, wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry, Stewart. But we got new hats. We also, this year, are going to have some special guests in our OLP booth at Mini Nats. So make sure you guys stop by. We're going to have great deals. And we also have our new Mazda. Tell us a little bit about that new Mazda that we're going to have for our artwork that we just dropped We're waiting for this to come in. It hasn't come in yet, but hopefully it'll be in soon.
Yeah, we want to give a huge shout out to Graphic Disorder, best in the business when it comes to these amazing graphics. If you see our booth here, this photo from last year with Joey Whitby, you see all of this artwork is from Graphic Disorder. What you don't see here is the new Mazda design, and that was paying homage to Eli Griffin. It's technically in the feature Reincarnation 2 because you rebuilt the truck from the green and gray, green and silverish, if you will, colors. But we did it was a May Truck of the Year. One of our favorite Mazdas. Everyone loves the truck, so we did that artwork. It's going to be available exclusively at this event. Now, we did a pre-sale, and the website is going to be down for now. So if you know someone going to Mini Nats, you can save on shipping. If you pay cash, that's better. But you can come up to the booth. We're going to have, to Mike's point, the metal signs, which are kind of like these you see here if you're watching us on YouTube, just the truck. We're going to have sticker packs. We're also going to have some smaller metal signs, as Mike alluded to. We're going to have banners. We're going to have shirts. We're going to have kind of the full gamut. We do expect to sell out of that stuff. We're going to have some other show specials, as Mike mentioned. But, Mike, when you kind of add it all up, it brings a smile on my face because it was just 6 years ago, not quite 6 years ago, that we started not with our official first shirt. We didn't really officially start till we got with Graphic Disorder, and everything they've done for us over these years has really put us in a place where we can bring so much cool stuff to so many of the enthusiasts out there.
Absolutely, and guys, don't let ODB fool you. That's all his ideas, and Graphic Disorder was able to bring them to life.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I want to give a huge shout out to Local Rides Mag. Bill will probably be there, but it's Local Rides with a Z, RIDEZ.com. Check them out. They've got magazines for about $8 or $9. They're good people. Next, okay, we're going to wind this down, Mike, because we are keeping this as a limited scope.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the limited, I'm going to say merchandise in general, but let's be honest, there is some limited merch, okay? If you look, if you're watching this on YouTube, and this little deal right here, this is kind of the main drag where everybody's coming in. If it's set up like it was last year, you're going to see the American flag. When you come in, where the vehicles come in, excuse me, because the spectators, they come in a different place. You'll be able to find this look for the American flag. The spectators kind of come in the main midway, if you will, where all the main vendors are at. But the official Southeast Mini Truck and Nats, as Mike said, Mini Nats, that booth is going to be more over towards where the vehicles cruise in, okay? And you can see in this image on the left, this line, that's a screenshot from a video. That line had to have had 50 people in it. That was last year. Mike, you saw the Dixon flannels. I know that is a hot ticket. You get the cool little cardboard deal, which, of course, I would save that, Mike.
Oh, absolutely.
Can't throw that away. You got to save that. But here's what I would tell you. Number 2 is get in line early on Monday. They've got the Dixon flannels, the show shirts, the special edition type deals, the metal signs, because it's going to go fast. The stuff is not going to be online as far as we know. None of the stuff is online. You can't get the Dixon flannels online.
Nope.
But then,
all going to be sold at the show.
Yeah, as soon as you leave there, you do want to beeline over to OLP because, again, we're going to have we can't give it all away. Mike teased you guys a little bit before, but we're going to have our own, I'll call it like a VIP type experience. If you want to bring a chair over and sit over near us and kind of hang out, slap hands, it's going to be kind of a one-off booth setup that we're going to have, and we're thankful to the folks at Twin States for linking up with us to make this happen.
Yes, sir.
And if we're lucky, we've got box of crackers, Mike. I know we can afford the crackers to go in there. Because we'll stop at Chick-fil-A and we'll ask them, we'll say we're real hungry and we need like 10 boxes. Right? Yep. So that's how we'll afford those. But then, we'll have the $10 waters, but just don't
free
don't
crackers,
tell Jay
$10
Bell.
waters. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't tell Jay Bell though, because we don't have a vendor to sell like waters, does we?
No, we are not a food vendor, an official food vendor. So yeah, just don't tell Jay Bell where you got it.
Right, exactly. Free crackers, $10 waters.
Yes.
So, Mike, number 1, you want to know what number 1 is, right?
I've been waiting, and we're finally there. So, hey, let's hear it.
Registration, which Mike reminded me right before we started. He said, don't say registration. He said ticket, okay? You must have your ticket to get your vehicle in. Okay, there's no exceptions. Put your ticket in the glove box or in your tow pig. Okay, we have a friend who will remain nameless. He drove 2.5, 3 hours and realized he forgot it. Luckily, he has an awesome wife that drove and met him and gave him his ticket. Okay, he was driving from Washington. Okay, he's a good guy. I am not making that up.
No,
But
that's
I'm
a true
telling
story.
you, if you're a person like me that will sometimes forget stuff, which I've been getting better at, Mike. By the way, I haven't been forgetting as much.
No, that's very true. You have been very good. I've seen your list already, and you got a lot of it already checked off. So I'm proud of you.
Siggies, zigzags, vape juice,
That's
40s,
scratchers.
gin and juice, Snoop and Dre, scratchers. Yeah, you gotta get these lists going because Mike's got to contribute too. We can't do this for free. But if you have this ticket, put it in your wallet. If you know you're not leaving without your wallet, put it in your wallet. If you're like me, lock it in your glove box. Put it in your show truck. Are you driving your truck? Put it in that truck. Just do not forget it. Don't put Jay Bell or anybody in a position to try to make, um, make an exception because he's not going to do it. Now, I will tell you this, Mike. I had not opened my ticket yet, and I opened it just before we started. They've went as far as, and they may have did this last year, and I didn't notice it. They have a hologram on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mike, do you know why they might have done that?
I have no idea. So why don't you fill me in, Jay?
Okay. When you get this ticket ripped and you're in, the other thing I want to remind you is you want to go over to the main little structure that's on the premises. There's a little handicap walk up to it or stairs, I think. It's where the restrooms are at. Then you're going to get registered. That's when you're good to go. Okay. But Mike, here's the thing. You experienced this, and I know I don't want to bring up PTSD with you back in January. Remember what was happening with Eastbound Get Down in January last year?
Oh, I remember.
There are people online. They tried to do this with LST. They're scammers. They create a fake Facebook account and they'll say, mini nats, and they'll put the profile photo and it will look like it. And then they'll go on Bitly, which is one of those short link sites, and they'll create a fake link and they'll say mini nat tickets. And it'll look like that. And it looks legit. And they'll try to get you to click it. They'll try to get you to buy something. And it's a scam. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, there are no tickets available to purchase. These are gone. Okay. Don't be the guy out front of the Super Bowl buying some counterfeit willies. Okay. Don't be the guy or lady online, Mike. We don't need any more counterfeit willies, do we?
No, we don't like counterfeit willies.
Yeah, we throw them to the earth. No more counterfeit willie. So, with all that being said, let's definitely have a good time. The last couple bonus items that I will cover, Mike, and then we'll see if there's anything that you have before we end this. Hopefully, we'll get with Jay Bell. But what I want to do is show you these last couple things, or I only got one more for you here, really. Vendors. So if you're a KIK, if you're an Asphalt Army, if you're a His Hammered Weekend Wear, right? Our favorite Hammered Weekend Wear. If you're a Garage Gear Clothing, or all these other vendors that are going to be there. What you want to do is you got to know that you got to be there on April 18th, that Thursday from 8 a.m. to 8, or from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. If you cannot make this time frame, we cannot assure you that you will be able to get in your spot. Okay. They talk about keeping the area clean. Something I always recommend, and these are my bonus items. Number one, Mike, vendors should be there at that time, and we just shared that, okay? Dragging, we're going to check with Jay Bell. We're probably okay, but again, no burnouts. There will be trash cans at the show, but I always like to promote, Mike, if you could think ahead and you could bring a couple trash bags for your crew. Dude, I love having a contractor bag, one of those huge ones. All the trash goes in there. Nobody wants to pick up trash behind you. So, keep those in mind. I would ask that you go see Garage Gear Clothing, Hammered Weekend Wear, even our friends over at Asphalt Army. There's a lot of good vendors there. KIK as well. Go show them some love after you visit OLP. So I want to thank Scraping the Coast, Hammered Weekend Wear, Lone Star Throwdown, Garage Gear Clothing, Colorado Custom Wheels, Mini Nats, AccuWear, Local Rides Mag, CNS Metalworks, Chris Burns, good people. But Mike, any last words that you have before hopefully I'll get with Jay Bell this week? If not, this is going to be the episode.
Hey, guys, I just look forward to seeing everybody there. It's already started the mini Nats crunch, and we got people coming from one side of the United States, from the other, Canada, you name it. They're all coming to the biggest, baddest mini trucking show. Guys, just come have a damn good time. And Jay Bell and his crew, they do a hell of a job every year, and they make this happen. Just make sure you get your merchandise early. Make sure you come and get your skate decks. Make sure you come and get your metal signs from OLP. Get that new Mazda shirt, and make sure that we can make it back to Florida.
Yeah, exactly. We just need gas money to get home. We can't thank all the enthusiasts enough. I know Lucky's coming from Canada. A bunch of people, Devin as well with Mosbury Delight. Now, I don't think he's bringing the truck. I think he's flying. There's going to be a surprise in the mini. If all goes well in the OLP booth at Mini Nats, there's going to be another surprise, a truck that you haven't seen in at least 20 years. It's going to be crazy. We can't wait to see the new Mini Truckin Magazine cover. So if you want to get in on any of their merchandise, stickers, banners, possibly, I don't know if you could still subscribe, minitruckinmag.net. Certainly hit them up. And then let's not forget the new Street Trucks. It has Stranger on the cover. It's going to be the May issue of 2024. Please go out online, buy that issue. Stranger, for those that don't know, Mike, that should have been the top 10 maybe. Maybe this is number 11. Brett, who's an avid supporter of OLP, he is coming from Las Vegas. He will have Stranger. It's going to be amazing, Mike. It's going to be one for the ages, and I'm just happy to say Lord willing will be there with bells on.
Hey, bells and lots of whistles.
Pun intended. Mike, we appreciate you, bro. Get your stuff done this week because we're going to be partying next week like crazy.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. We're going to keep everything legal. And hey, guys, everybody get ready to have a damn good time. And everybody stay low, drive safe, and look forward to seeing you all in Maggie Valley, North Carolina.
Thanks, Maya.
Peace.
Yo. So I'm going to wrap this up. I do want to let everyone know that I was not able to touch base with Jay Bell. Not anything on his side. When he was available, I wasn't, and vice versa. Also, happy born day to his daughter. I think it was a couple of days ago was her born day. So they were obviously doing family stuff, and good for them because that's what they should be doing. They're going to have a busy weekend. If you're a day one listener, you know basically we have T-minus a week until the event. So, I mean, you'd have to be sleeping under a rock not to know Mini Nats every April in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. It's a storied show. It does go all the way back to 1990. There's a lot of history there. We'll probably talk about it more in the future. But I did talk to Jay Bell, and he reinforced that a spectator ban is $20. So, again, a fantastic value, especially if you're going to be able to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would say Saturday's the main day. But as you know, Friday is also fantastic. Okay. So I want to reinforce to everyone $20 there. Jay didn't really have anything else to add in terms of one of the items that we covered earlier as far as the new law. He obviously said basically, we're going to have to kind of wait and see. But I think going back to what Mike and I talked about earlier, I truly believe if you don't do something totally dumb, you should be good, right? I mean, we should be fine, but certainly try to make the best decision you can. Definitely do not do burnouts. Don't stop traffic, whatever you're doing. Let's not ruin a good thing like we talked about. So I think that's all super important stuff. I do want to wrap up and say on May 18th is Made of Steel show. We're going to do a cruise that coincidentally, not really planned in terms of this aligning, but it actually is working out perfect. We're going to meet at Rides by the River on May 18th. Anybody in the Tampa Bay area or in Florida that wants to join us, we're going to do that event, which is every month, the third Saturday every month, downtown Tampa, Armature Works. We're then going to cruise north, and eventually, after several stops, a few stops, we'll end up at Made of Steel show, which is now in Brooksville. So if you did not know, Made of Steel show has moved, and we're going to be up there. There's probably some other things that we could have maybe covered, but we're trying to keep this a little bit more streamlined. It's a top 10 things that OLP that we feel that you need to know about Mini Nats. If you're going to be in a cabin or you're going to be in one of the hotels or whatever. Again, have fun. Everything is very close, especially if you're like us, you're right across the way. There's a great breakfast place, Poppy's Place. There's a lot to do. Shout out to Craig Braid. I know he's flying in. I think Jizef from Mini Garage, and so many other great people. Some we mentioned earlier. Um, there's just too many to mention, but I know there's people literally coming from so many different states. There's already some things lined up. Michelle Boone and Mini Truckin Magazine are going to be doing some shoots. I think one that's going to maybe include the former cover trucks. So there's some of that cool stuff going on. I think the females are going to get together, and that's awesome. So there's tons of photo opportunities. There's tons of good stuff going on, but certainly you want to get your merchandise. You want to hashtag your photos. I forgot to mention the 3 hashtags. I do Mini Truckin Nats, Mini Nats, and Mini Nats 30. I think will be one as well. That's gained a little bit of steam. So keep it posted. If you can't be there, all I can tell you is the signal's going to get a little bit tough, but if all goes well, I will be posting. You want to go to Instagram, turn on post notifications. So you can click, I think, the drop down, and you could say, or the bell, and you can basically select that you want to be notified whenever we post. That way you'll get that in-app notification to say, hey, OLP posted another reel. I'm primarily going to stick to reels. I'm going to be doing a lot of cruising reels. I'm going to be doing just different walk-around type things. So please keep it posted, and I may even upload some shorts on YouTube. So please don't forget to check us out there. Hopefully you're watching us here on YouTube. If you're listening via any podcast app, thank you. And I would just ask that, check us out on YouTube. Let it play through. It really helps our channel. And I can't thank everyone enough for all the support. With that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Scrapin' the Coast. Again, we'll be there that 3rd weekend in June. Scrapin', that's SCRAPIN, thecoast.com for more information. Thanks to everybody out there. Please don't forget to come by our OLP booth. We're going to have some things that we are not going to share until the event. Some really must-have items, some things that people really been asking us for a while. So come by, show us some love. We really appreciate it. That allows for us to do more merch. Don't worry, we're not going to stop. We've got a lot planned. We're going to make some changes after the show. And that's all I got for you. Thanks, everyone. Stay on the rise and be safe. Traveling to and from Southeast Mini Truckin Nationals, also known as Mini Nats. We at ya. Peace.